On behalf of the City of Omaha, I would like to thank you for joining us for this virtual presentation of the 60% design meeting for the 61st and Radial Storm Sewer CSO project. My name is Tyler Wynn. I'm a project engineer with Alfred Benish & Company, the consultant selected by the City of Omaha to provide design services for this project. The purpose of this meeting is to notify the public about our upcoming project, to provide general understanding of the project, to review the preliminary schedule, to provide our contact information, and to provide an opportunity for the public's input. Today's agenda includes an overview of the CSO program, an overview of our project and its goals, a review of the anticipated construction activity, the review of our project schedule, and to provide opportunity for public involvement and input. The CSO program is a major water quality program being led by the City of Omaha's Public Works Department. This program was developed to help reduce the amount of combined sewer overflows that enter the Missouri River and Papillion Creek by capturing or treating 85% of the average annual combined sewage volume, therefore reducing the amount of untreated sewage that overflows into our rivers and streams when the sewer capacity is overloaded. There are three primary goals for the CSO program. The first goal is to achieve regulatory compliance. This is achieved by meeting specific requirements as identified by the Environmental Protection Agency and the Nebraska Department of Environment and Energy. The second goal is to achieve economic affordability, which is achieved by minimizing cost impacts to ratepayers by completing CSO projects within or under budget. The third goal of this program is to achieve community acceptance. This is done by maintaining continuous public dialogue and providing information to the public, as well as pursuing opportunities for multiple benefits in CSO projects. You may notice that the branding on this presentation has changed from the CSO branding you may have seen on past presentations to the Keep It Current branding. This is because as the CSO projects are being completed and the CSO program comes to an end, the city will continue to utilize the Keep It Current branding to help bring you information on all types of collection systems projects. Now, to go into more detail about our project, I'd like to begin by talking about our project area. The 61st and Radial Storm Sewer project area is generally bound to the north by Spaulding Street, to the west by North 63rd Street, to the south by Northwest Radial Highway, and to the east by North 60th Street. There is a small segment of work that will be required to be performed along Maple Street between Northwest Radial Highway and North 59th Street that will be discussed later in this presentation. The goal of this project is to reduce the amount of overflow volume and the overflow frequency at CSO 204, which discharges into Cole Creek. This will be achieved by providing separation to approximately 101 acres upstream of the Pratt Street diversion structure. This project will include improvements to the storm sewer system by constructing new storm sewers, as well as constructing new sanitary sewers. Existing combined sewers will be separated and reused as dedicated storm sewers. This project will also construct new storm sewer inlets within the project area and replace pavement and sidewalk. Construction is anticipated to occur over a 2-year period, beginning in spring of 2027 and being complete in spring of 2029. It is anticipated that work will begin near the intersection of North 63rd and Spaulding Streets and continue to progress to the south and to the east. Construction activities will include removing and replacing streets, removing and replacing driveways and approaches, removing and replacing sidewalks, with the replaced sidewalks being designed to achieve compliance with the American Disabilities Act. New storm sewers and inlets will also be constructed. In order to complete this work, some tree removals will be required. Work will primarily occur within the existing right-of-way. However, some easements will be required to complete the work. The first steps to the construction process will be to begin relocating utilities within the project area. This means that MUD will be relocating gas and water mains prior to construction of our project, and OPPD will be relocating overhead power and power poles. With the utility relocations performed, the selected contractor will be able to begin work on the project by performing surface removals, which includes removing pavement, sidewalks, and select trees. With the pavement removed, this will allow for the installation of new storm sewers, sanitary sewers, and inlets. Once these underground sewers have been installed, new pavement and sidewalks will be constructed, and all disturbed areas will be seeded with new grass. Our project will be broken down into 4 phases, with work beginning near North 63rd and Spaulding Street and continuing to progress to the south and to the east. The first phase of this project will include work along North 63rd Street. This will include removing and replacing the roadway along North 63rd between Spaulding Street and Pratt Street. This is to allow for new storm and new sanitary sewers to be installed. This new storm sewer will help the project tie into the existing storm sewer system at North 63rd and Spaulding Street. This phase will also include improvements to sidewalks and curb ramps to meet ADA compliance, as well as improving the radii at intersections to meet current City of Omaha design desirables. In order to complete this work, a full road closure will be required along North 63rd Street from Spaulding Street to Pratt Street. During this time, temporary access will be provided to residents within the area. However, some day-to-day disruptions should be anticipated based on the contractor's activities. Some temporary and permanent easements will be required in this phase. It is anticipated this phase will occur over approximately 6 months. During this time, detour routes for both pedestrians and vehicles will be posted, utilizing existing sidewalks and roadways within and adjacent to the project area. Once all pavement has been restored during phase 1, the contractor will move to phase 2, which includes work along Pratt Street between North 63rd Street and North 61st Street, as well as work being performed within the North 60th Street and Pratt Street intersection. The roadway along Pratt Street will be removed between 63rd and 61st to allow for installation of new storm and sanitary sewers, as well as to allow for construction of a new diversion structure. This new diversion structure will operate similar to the existing structure. However, this will allow us to reduce the amount of overflows that occur and send untreated sewage to Cole Creek. This new diversion structure will also help to reduce the amount of localized flooding in the area during rain events. Additionally, new sidewalk will be added to the south side of Pratt Street. The work on the North 60th and Pratt Street intersection is being performed to remove an existing sanitary service line from an existing combined sewer and rerouting this service to a dedicated sanitary sewer. This will help facilitate the conversion of the combined sewer into a dedicated storm sewer. While this phase is being constructed, a full road closure will be required along Pratt Street from North 63rd Street to North 61st Street. During this time, temporary access will be provided, though some day-to-day disruptions should be anticipated. Some temporary and permanent easements will be required to complete this phase. Additionally, the work on North 60th Street will require a partial road closure at the intersection of 60th and Pratt Street. It is anticipated that the work will remain contained within the west 2 lanes of North 60th Street. Therefore, traffic control can be used to keep 60th Street open during construction. It is anticipated this phase will occur over a 6-month period. During this time, pedestrian and vehicle detour routes will be posted utilizing existing sidewalks and roadways adjacent to the project area. Phase 3 will be broken down into 2 subphases. During both subphases, the construction will include installing a new storm sewer from Spencer Street to Pinckney Street using trenchless technology. While this is occurring, construction of Phase 3A will include removing and replacing the roadway along North 61st Street between Pratt Street and Evans Street to install new storm and sanitary sewer. Phase 3A will also include removing Evans Street between North 61st and North 60th Street to allow for the installation of new storm sewer. On Evans Street, the existing sanitary laterals will be rerouted to a dedicated sanitary sewer, helping provide further separation. Once all pavement has been restored in Phase 3A, Phase 3B will begin, and this will include removing and replacing the roadway along North 61st Street from Evans Street to Pinckney Street and installing new curb inlets and storm and sanitary sewer. The radii of the intersections within this phase will be improved to meet current City of Omaha design desirables, and sidewalks and curb ramps will be improved to meet ADA standards. To facilitate the installation of the trenchless sewer, a full road closure will be required along North 61st Street between Emmett Street and the North Pinckney Street intersection, as well as along North 61st Street at Spencer Street. This closure will be in place throughout the duration of the tunneling activities. Phase 3A will require a full road closure along North 61st Street from Pratt Street to Evans Street, and from Evans Street between North 61st Street and North 60th Street. Lane restrictions will be required on North 60th Street at Evans Street while the work is being performed within the intersection. Upon completion of Phase 3A, traffic control will be installed for Phase 3B and will require a full closure along North 61st Street between Evans Street and Emmett Street. During all subphases of Phase 3, temporary access will be provided. However, day-to-day disruptions may occur. It is anticipated Phase 3 will occur over an 8-month period. During this time, detour routes will be posted for pedestrians and vehicles to use existing sidewalks and roadways adjacent to the project area to navigate around the construction area. Phase 4 of this project involves rerouting existing sanitary sewer laterals to remove them from a combined sewer and connecting them into a sanitary sewer. This will allow for the combined sewer to be converted into a dedicated storm sewer and then be connected into the newly installed storm sewer system. In order to complete this work, 61st Street will need to be removed and reconstructed between Spencer Street and Northwest Radial Highway. A full road closure will be required along North 61st Street between Northwest Radial Highway and Spencer Street to complete this work. However, temporary access will be provided to properties within this area with the potential for day-to-day disruptions. Some temporary and permanent easements will be required to complete this work. It is anticipated this work will occur over a 4-month period. Detours will be posted for both pedestrians and vehicles during construction of this phase. I mentioned previously that there is a small amount of work to be performed on Maple Street between Northwest Radial Highway and North 59th Street. This work involves rerouting an existing sanitary lateral and routing it to a designated sanitary sewer, which will allow us to convert an existing combined sewer into a dedicated storm sewer. This work can be performed at any time during Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, or in the very early part of Phase 4 before the connection is made to tie in the upstream system into our new storm sewer system. During this time, vehicle detour and pedestrian detour routes will be posted. I wanted to talk about our project schedule. We have began conceptual design back in spring of 2023. We have completed intermediate design in fall of 2025, which is currently under review by the city. Final design is beginning in winter of 2025 and is expected to be complete by summer of 2026. The project will then go out to bid by contractors in late fall or early winter of 2026, with construction being able to begin in spring of 2027 and complete by spring of 2029. We would like to provide opportunities for the public to provide input or to ask questions of the project team. We do ask that all comments are due by February 5th, 2026. You can send written comments to the City of Omaha's project manager, Max Kiemde, whose information is shown on the screen. You can also send comments via email to Max, whose contact info is shown on the screen. You can also find more materials from today and more information about this project at the keepitcurrentomaha.com website. Thank you.